foundation gets bigger, larger, more integrated. In 2014, there were some hiccups with foreign direct investment flows. A little bit less money going back and forth between the United States and Europe, but fundamentally the relationship remains very sound, and I think it's going to continue to grow. U.S. companies are looking for growth overseas, and so are European companies looking for growth overseas, including the U.S. ISDS is just one of many issues or hurdles that can be cleared in the next coming year or so in the negotiations. I hope that we can set aside or bridge these gaps, whether it's the digital economy, whether it's agriculture, whether it's chemicals. These are big issues to tackle, and I'm relatively optimistic that we can. It probably won't be done this year, TTIP. It'll be continuing in the back half of this decade, but I'm still optimistic that this deal can be done, despite all the problems and all the pressure points. I don't think the deal is going to be done in 2015, and I don't know many people who do. President Obama does not even have a trade promotion authority yet. The U.S. USTR is negotiating not only with Europe but also with the Pacific partners, another mega deal. So, and also here in Europe, how would you bring it? How would all the parties vote and approve the package by the end of the year? So that seems optimistic, but nevertheless, I'm hoping that the trade negotiators keep working very hard late into the night on the weekends to cover as much ground as possible in 2015. And I do think this continues on in the 16 and 17. We keep talking, we keep narrowing the differences until we get to the deal that both parties want and it's beneficial to all stakeholders. In some cases, you can harmonize certain standards. Whether it's packaging, whether it's auto safety. There's going to be some other issues where it's just mutual recognition that you agree to agree that there's differences. And you try to lower the non-tariffs, you try to reduce the redundancies. So I think it's going to be a little bit of both, that we'll have harmonization, standardization in some sectors, some subsectors of sectors. But broadly speaking, it's going to be a mix and a match. It's not going to be all-encompassing, all harmonized by sector across the board. I think that's unrealistic. But that doesn't preclude a successful negotiations for TTIP. I think it's going to be a little bit of both. In general, the debate in the media in the United States is, let's create the playing field where it's level and where both companies on both sides can compete in a level playing field, and make sure that at the end of the day, it's the consumer that gets the benefit, whether it's food, drug safety, auto safety. It's for the benefit of the consumer and or the worker. They're one and the same in that sense. Mm-hmm. So we're looking for areas where we can cooperate, delve deeper into integration, harmonize, standardize, for the benefit, ultimately for the consumer. This is what this is all about. I think there'll be some compromise, or why would the Europeans sign up for TTIP without public procurement access? To what degree, to how it happens. We've got involved with the U.S. states in the negotiations as well. We'll see how that all evolves, but it is a big issue, no doubt. And it is an area where I talked about earlier, where maybe we agree to disagree, or we find some common ground and phase in over a period of time the new market access. But it's hugely important, absolutely. I think we're unequivocally up to the task, but that requires both parties to kind of see the bigger picture while dealing with the micro issues as you talked about. But TTIP is really it's a geopolitical document in the sense that it will help raise the living standards, industry standards, drive global growth for the rest of the world. It's not just about the United States and Europe, it's also being a template for industry standardization throughout the world. And if the United States and Europe get it right, I think others will follow, because these are the two largest, wealthiest markets in the world. High per capita income, skilled labor, a lot of prosperity. And I do think that when we stand shoulder to shoulder, we can still have huge influence globally, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's the Middle East, whether it's Africa, or even China for that matter. So yes, it's very important geopolitically that the United States and Europe show the world that we can work together, come to these agreements, and it's good for the global economy. This isn't just about the United States and Europe, it's about the broader global good.